Nothing gets in the way of enjoying life like standards. I've seen countless Atlantic City trips ruined by personal principles, and mourn each one. I've gotten better at screening out followers of local religious and legal codes as the years have gone on, but in my early 20s, it was game over. It only took one set of loose lips to turn a block of casinos, bars, and strip clubs into a colorful daycare center. I'm not bitter now, just wiser. Sam's out this week, which gives me a chance to corrupt the youth. Or better yet, the aging listeners that just finished their youth. You're in a special time in your lives, and I'd hate to see it wasted in the light of day, so I'm going to teach you to gamble via Shonen Jump. Drinking and carousing are important too, but you can just let your instincts guide you there. Including avoiding them if that's your pace, but the gambling is essential. I picked Shonen Jump for 2 reasons. 1, I still have the subscription, despite the infinite ocean of piracy at my fingertips. Kudos to the app designer. And 2, Shonen Jump is famous for the constant threat of death hovering over its creators. Its reputation for canceling series that fail to catch on, meet deadlines, maintain quality, or please a random editor is legendary. Behind every smiling young hero on the magazine cover is a twitchy chain smoker trying to find a way to survive. Despite the themes within, it usually takes a little more than the power of friendship. Like any serious cultural problem, these cancellations have become an online joke. Fans maintain a list called the U19 Club, or Under 19 Club, for series cancelled in under 19 chapters. It's named after a famous train wreck of a series, about a world where a fascist, near-future Japan, sorts students by ranks in a selective breeding project. This project separates the main character, an F rank, from his waifu, who isn't worthless. It gets more generic from there. I won't go into more detail, save the fact that the main character's power is called libido, without irony. What's important is that U19 became shorthand for the magazine's willingness to give something a shot and yank it away. They're mining for the next Bleach, and anything without potential for a Mappa adaptation will, in time, be taken out back and shot. Speculating about what gets axed next is a fan sport, which may sound cruel to those of you that got extra candy growing up. I offer you this. Death by executive shotgun is a fact of life in television, film, and athletics. Only the manga community has the empathy, the sheer insight into the human condition, to track and name the rise and fall of creators on the fast track. Yes, the U19 Club offers the violent lifespan of a Viking. But Vikings get to go to Valhalla and live on in the memories of asshats telling stories at convention after-parties. That speculation? Perfect for gambling. Let's talk a bit about odds. Odds represent the opinion of the corporate or criminal organization you're paying to gamble. It's intuitive. If they think an outcome is more likely, they pay out less money if you win. If they think an outcome is less likely, they pay out more. It's a simple system, and fighting it is the easiest way to become poor, short of playing with cryptocurrency. Gambling's much easier on the environment, so I prefer it. There are 3 mainstream systems for gambling odds: British, European, and American. It's 4th of July weekend, so we're only doing American odds. Gambling and carbon emissions are the only thing we're good at anymore. In American odds, the number will have a plus or minus in front of it. If they're favored to win, it'll have a minus. When there's a minus, the number is how much you have to bet to win $100 back on top of your original money. For example, if you bet on Mike Tyson at minus 120 and put $120 in, when he wins, you get $220. That's the 120 you put in, plus the 100 you won. If they're considered underdogs, the number will have a plus in front. The number with a plus in front represents the amount you win for every $100 you bet. If you bet $100 on the Detroit Tigers at plus 300, when they win, you get $300. You are now addicted to gambling. I'm going to make odds for how likely every current Shonen Jump series is to get cancelled. For us, in this case, that means if there's a minus, it's a favorite to get cancelled, and I think it's getting canned. If there's a plus, it's an underdog, e.g., unlikely to get cancelled in my opinion, and it probably won't get canned. Something to keep in mind going into this. My odds are bullshit. They're improvised nonsense tinged by personal bias. I'm nowhere near deep in the trenches of my anime list enough to know how much of a following each series really has, or the critical response beyond my own overeducated sneer. But there's a lesson here. All bookie odds are bullshit. Second note, I'm going off of the app, so some series outside the flagship mag will slip in. First, we'll use a series that's already been cancelled. A Gravity Boys. As the bookie and a moron, I thought it'd most likely have a long run. It treated sci-fi comedy with a distinct lightness that I thought served it well, and pandered enough to please the masses. So I would have made A Gravity Boys an underdog and put it at, plus 140. When you, a smart person, bet 100 on it getting shit canned, you'd have gotten 140 back. With me? It's okay if you're not. This gets easier to understand the more you do it. In fact, some would say it has an addictive quality. Dr. Stone. Odds, plus 500. A terrible bet. We're looking at a runaway hit in a semi-unique niche with an ongoing anime. Dr. Stone is, for the foreseeable future, bulletproof. Twin Star Exorcist. Odds, plus 300. Quality-wise, Twin Star is very just there. To see a better series of the same ideas, you can flip a few pages over. But, in a cynical sense, I don't think its content's performing below expectations. I'd be surprised to see it get the sudden guillotine. Blue Exorcist. Odds, plus 300. Same trends, different day. Feel free to copy my statement on Twin Star Exorcist and pin them here. Twin's a little prettier, but the dialogue's better here. The Hunters Guild. Red Hood. Odds, minus 200. This is the newest kid in town, at least on the app. It jams together Grimm's fairy tales, some aesthetic cues from Bloodborne, and the world of monster hunting elements fans know better than their middle names. There's something here, but it's not supremely good or pandering. I fear the shadow of death approaches. My Hero Academia. Odds, plus 500. Moving on. Seraph of the End. Odds, minus 150. Insulated by animation? Perhaps. But have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Bleach? When a popular, wobbly series collapsed wholly into its own ass? History rhymes. Chojin X. Odds, plus 200. We're very early into this one, but it's by the author of Tokyo Ghoul and R.E. Tokyo Ghoul, who can be comfortably called a nerd whisperer. This bit of monster fighting whatever is likely around for the near term. Undead Unluck. Odds, plus 250. Undead Unluck has a comfortable niche and a spark of ingenuity behind it. My nose tells me that it'll be fine yet. Kaiju number 8. Odds, minus 200. I'm rooting for it, but that's the definition of an underdog. Kaiju is in the unenviable position of being one of the Shingeki no Kyojin clones without insane momentum. Fingers crossed for the little kaiju that could. Witch Watch. Odds, minus 300. Look me in the eyes. Tell me you care about Witch Watch. I defy you to sell me that lie. Black Clover. Odds plus 400. It's cheating in a way. Eternal Battle Shonen that makes it into 3 digits has to hit a harsh Kubo streak to get the axe. This one's gonna limp across the finish line, near as I can tell from a distance. I Tell C. Odds minus 550. The Reaper is coming for I Tell C. It's a crime drama that morphed into crime comedy out of raw desperation. It doesn't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and the readers don't know what it is. And when it dies, I will lose a train wreck close to my heart. Blue Box. Odds minus 100. It's sports manga. I don't care. Even odds. Robot X Laserbeam. Odds minus 100. It's sports manga. I don't care. Even odds. 9 Dragons Ball Parade. Odds plus 200. It's sports manga, but looks a little shittier at a distance. Magu-chan. Odds minus 150. Life is cold in the jump gag manga streets. Magu-chan is fun, but not earth-shattering in my limited experience. So it goes. Spy X Family. Odds plus 400. I think this comedy is ready to blow like an ICBM, and editorial knows it. If you disagree, this is your chance to make some serious money. There are 2 spy rom-coms in Shonen Jump, and it's not close. Yozakura Family. Odds plus 150. The elevator pitch is amusingly similar to Spy X Family, save the, children telepathy. But the series are notably different. Yozakura Family's set in the modern day, and much more fixated on what Sam would call SAB, standard anime bullshit. It is, however, a successful gag series in a magazine thirsty for them, and Shonen Jump is not shy about repeating itself. Sakamoto Days. Odds minus 200. I'm gonna make a confession. This one's less of a prediction and more of a prayer. It irritates me that Sakamoto Days is profiting off of watering down other work I enjoy. Ripping stuff off is part of the game, but why make it boring? Jujutsu Kaisen. Plus 500. It'll be fine. Mashal. Magic and Muscles. Plus 200. I can't believe it. You people bought this shit, and now it has a following. It's great that this is half Harry Potter knockoff, because it is The Boy Who Lived. The Elusive Samurai. Plus 300. How do I put this? Here, we have swordplay-focused historical fiction, and there's a Kenshin-shaped hole in Jump's heart. And The Elusive Samurai isn't made by a nonce. I think The Elusive Samurai will be fine. Ghost Reaper Girl. Odds minus 250. Here's your chance to get one over on the bookie, because I think this manga bites ass, and people are going to catch on sooner rather than later. But it's pretty and has its adherents, so my scent could be far off base. Either way, sucks. Candy Flurry. Odds minus 400. It's not looking good. Candy Flurry's about a world with forbidden candy powers where a lollipop user destroyed the world. Our hero, another lollipop user, has joined the anti-candy user security force to clear her name, and you are now asleep. One Piece. Odds, my car. If they cancel One Piece early, you can have my car. It belonged to my mom, so it has sentimental value. But you've earned it. World Trigger. Odds, plus 200. I had to read a lot of manga to make this episode work. And World Trigger may be awesome or abysmal. It may have one fan or an army. But I've got to get to sleep sometime. So, in Vegas tradition, I'm putting tempting odds up and calling it a day. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this little solo episode of Weeaboo Hell. Once again, I'm Dennard Dayle, aka Blind Monkey. I'm doing the pranks again, so that name exists. Thank you for listening to Weeaboo Hell. It's Weeaboo Hell. Oh yeah, I have a book coming out, Everything Abridged, Spring 2022. Get it. Like, if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoy anything on this website, just get it. It makes it all possible. Thank you very much.